Okay, so we want to talk about the basis of this gender inequality. We want to talk about the fundamental thing to do if we're going to achieve this bias breaking, and that is talking to ourselves as women. We also understand that we understand who a woman is, and we have related to this gender. We have gone ahead to, so what we do is to go ahead to empower women to identify who they are, to understand the power that they have, to know how to express themselves, how to express the fullness that has been given to them. And this is what we do at our organization. We are a non-governmental organization too, but our own non-governmental organization, we are not feminist. We just help women to understand their femininity. There's a difference between feminism and femininity. And this is what we're talking about today. Saying that as a female gender, as a female, you have your power. Yeah, some people say she's a weaker vessel. Yeah, she is weak physically, but she has the same brain and the same mind that the other gender has. So we need to learn to put this into action. If you're able to do this gradually, we will be able to fight this gender inequality. We have the likes of Ibukun Awoshika doing so well. We have the likes of Okonjo Uweala. We have Tara Durotore and quite a number of them. All those people, in fact, we have in the movie industry, we have the female there also complain, but you can see them breaking the bias by showing up every time. And this is what we're going to be discussing today. This is what we're going to be talking about, helping you to understand that you're created for a purpose and you need to know how to embrace your individuality. You need to know how to embrace your role as a woman and your role as a mother, or your role as a girl child, your role as a female, wherever you find yourself. And if you're able to play this role well, you're going to enjoy it and nobody will be able to stop you. And that's why we play the music. We are unstoppable. You need to embrace that power because it resides inside you. And so we also want you to know that because the things are happening around you does not favor you, does not mean you should give up. Instead, brace up and keep doing what you love to do, because that is where fulfillment is. If you're fulfilled, you will not be fighting for equality. This and more is what we're going to be discussing today. So today we have Adiola. Adiola, are you there? I see you have, yeah, thank you. We have Adiola Kingsley James in the house. I'm going to read Adiola's bio and we'll continue from there. Adiola is air. She gives people a reason to live, love, and breathe. She is light. She brings clarity and understanding. She is unconditional love. She loves because it is who she is. Adiola is a life giver and a kingmaker at owning my greatness, where she helps stepmom shut out the chatter in their head. She helps them feel seen, included, significant, important, supported, accepted as an integral and important part of the family, so that they can hold their heads high. I'm sure you know that we all need to hold our head high wherever we find ourselves. And that is what Adiola helps people to do. She also helps them to function to capacity while adding immense value in their role by feeling secure, powerful, phenomenal, appreciated, and being an integral part of a family. Adiola is an example on earth that God exists. I'm sure listening to Adiola's profile, you will understand and agree with me that she is the best person to talk about this topic. Welcome, Adiola.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's
Thank
so
you for having
amazing
me.
how that, yeah, thank you, Adiola. Thank you for joining and thank you for accepting to do this. It will amaze you to know that this time last year, Adiola was the host on this show. Thank you
I
so
just
much.
remembered.
We have come so long, right?
We have, and
Yeah.
we're going further and farther.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I feel so safe hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to let you know that Adiola has gone so far in her journey of transformation and becoming the woman that she is becoming. I'm not going to say that she has become because she's still on the journey of becoming. Adiola is such a phenomenal woman. She's empowered and she's expressing the capacity that God has given to her, that God has put inside her. Adiola is that woman you want to have in your circle. Welcome once again, Adiola.
Thank
you.
And
so we start this conversation because I don't want us to wait so much time. I want us to be here in like 1.5 hours.
Okay, cool.
So Adiola, I want us to start with the question. Who is a woman?
Well, my meaning of a woman is an adult female being, because a girl is a younger version of a female. So a woman is an adult female version. You can go as far as saying that it's the female expression of God or the feminine expression of God. That's who a woman is.
Beautiful. So the woman is the feminine expression of God. That means in everything, in capacity, you are God.
Well, I
you
mean,
have
hey,
the ability. You
absolutely.
have the ability
Absolutely.
to be who God is. So you said the feminine expression of God.
Yes.
So that means the other gender is a masculine expression of God from your definition, right?
Absolutely. That's what I need.
So yes. And this means that we both have the capacity to express that power, right?
Of course. I mean, knowing your role would help you express who you're meant to be, because when you know your role, you know your why, you know your purpose, you know the reason, you have a strategy to be able to get there, and you're well on your way to get there. For me, it's that knowing. Until if you don't know, then what then happens? You can't live up to what you don't know that you even have the capacity to. So for me, I think definitely we're all creators, like you said, because we're like our Father. He's deposited himself in us. And so we have the capacity and we have the opportunity and we have the wherewithal to do as much as he's done. And still do.
Like that. I like the way you put it. We are like our fathers, so we can claim ownership. We can claim ownership of other. We are not a second-class citizen like the culture has made us to be. So Adiola, I want you to please explain to us the difference between femininity and feminism.
Well, I mean, I think I'm not sure that there's any.
Before you answer the question,
yes,
I want to be sure we can hear Adiola. It's low at my end. I don't know if it's.
Can you hear me?
I need you to increase your volume or something.
I'm at my highest here. At my highest here. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes. So Bukola said she can. So we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So 3 people have at least said yes, they can hear me. So maybe I just need to raise my voice a little bit more.
Probably. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. So, I mean, your question was, what's the difference, right? And once again, this is my own meaning. It doesn't mean that that's what is out there. I don't personally think that there's anything negative about feminism, right? I think it's just the people behind it. And this is my own explanation to the should I call it the battle? My mother went through so many terrible things, and so many other mothers went through those terrible things as well. They didn't get over it. We as young women saw our mothers go through certain things and thought, our fathers were wicked, without actually questioning our mothers for staying and blaming them or saying that you also have a role to play in it. And we took it upon ourselves to say, it's not going to happen to me over my dead body. I will show the man that at some point he's not necessary anymore. I'm going to come out. And for me, that's a wounded person speaking. That's not a whole person speaking. Now, feminism or femininity, as we call it, on the other hand, is that female essence, the beauty in a woman, her knowing herself, her evolving and knowing that every day she needs to evolve and she needs to show up as the best version of herself, and her just being able to be herself, speak her truth first to herself and then to others without feeling like, it matters what other people think. So her expressing her full potential, and her full potential today is different from her full potential tomorrow, because every day we're growing and every day we're expanding and every day we're learning and every day we're changing and every day we're evolving. It's like a caterpillar that becomes a beautiful butterfly, and that's the essence of what I feel femininity is. That female, that beauty that comes out of, something that is created and a beautiful person that comes out. And it doesn't even necessarily mean, oh, she has to be physically beautiful, but a woman, regardless of what it is, I think a woman is that extra. I think God spent even some extra time on a woman. I mean, if we see how she was even created from the Bible, if we believe in the Bible, he spent some extra time and did some extra work on her to make her the way she is. But the question is, do you know who her is meant to be?
So I love that part where you came in with the beauty and how she was created. She was actually designed. She was designed. God spent extra time in designing and informing her.
I believe so.
And that is the femininity. I want to say that the feminine, the gender, the female gender, God actually spent time in creating her. And there's some features, that differentiates the woman from the man or the female from the male. Talking about growing up, I remember in the religious setting, we were taught not to walk in a certain way so that we don't seduce. We're taught not to dress in certain ways because they don't want us to seduce. But I think after going through a lot of things in my life, I discovered that God intentionally put those things there because those information we were given then affected the way I was carrying myself. I had to start walking straight. I had to watch the way I dance in church. It's not my fault. God created me that way, but I didn't know. So when people talk about the woman using the feminine power, that is femininity. Using the feminine power to get what they want. God intentionally puts it there. Adela, do you agree with me? Because over time, that is what I have come to accept. Well, and I told myself towards the end of last year that I'm going to use my feminine power. I think Tolani is here. We talk about it a lot in the office. The woman have the power, the feminine power. And those are the things I want us to talk about, Adela. What do you think about what I just said?
Well, I mean, God is intentional. He didn't do anything by chance. So for him to have created us the way we are, he had a reason and a purpose. And so for me, that's me tapping into that purpose. If he didn't want me to be the kind of person that I am and ooze the kind of sensuality that I ooze, that's even if I know that I have those parts of me and how I talk and how I carry myself, I know that religion has done a number on us in the sense of speaking, saying different things. Culture has also done its own parts in our lives, I'm happy that some people are waking up and seeing the light, and growing themselves personally and understanding who they are and how to use what they have, positively. Because you could also use it negatively as well, and like I say to people, you can be so free that you can choose bondage, but we're so free. God has given us this thing. It's now us to know exactly what we have and how to use it intentionally to live the kind of a purposeful life, let me put it that way, and live a life full of essence and beauty, because that's what the woman, embodies. There's the sensuality, there's that softness, there's and maybe that's why we walk the way we walk, maybe that's why our curves are the way they are, it's for a purpose. It's really actually, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with seduction, but learning that art of seduction where it actually plays out positively, not using it to then, when you say, okay, I'm using it to get what I want. It depends on what you want and if someone else is going to be hurt for what you want. But if none of those things are in play and it's about you getting a headway in the things that you need to do, then of course, strut it, because it's yours. You don't even need to be ashamed of it or take permission from anybody to use it. But hopefully it's not just on the physical side, which is on the outside. It's also on the inside, and then there's compassion, there's kindness, there's empathy, there's growth, there's that oneness, with yourself, because it's what you also do with yourself you can give to other people. You can't give what you don't have, and so peace as well, ease and grace, and all those soft words, that come from within, yes. Can we mute Becky, please?
Admin, please, can you mute Becky? Becky's mic is not muted and it's distracting. Becky 4, please, if you can hear me, can you please mute yourself? Admin, please make me a co-host.
Between iPhone and Samsung, which iPhone?
Oh, wow. Admin, please make me co-host so that I can be muting from here. Okay, I think she stopped talking. Adela, can you please continue?
Okay, yes. So those are the things that I feel, a complete woman should have. I actually listed quite a few things down here, but one of the things I said was seize the unity in all of life. So, you can understand that we're all connected. So that comfort or that completeness from within, that you're connected to each and every other human being that is out there. So if we're even starting with womanhood, how do I connect with you, Ebo, to be able to know that if I hurt you, I hurt me, and have that sense of oneness rather than that sense of separation. That's the way I see it.
Thank you so much. I love the balance that you put, the balance you brought into this, saying that yeah, you appreciate and know that we have the feminine power, but we should be able to use it in a positive way, not to get at people, not for our own selfish interest, but we use it in the positive way to empower. And I also love the fact that you put a balance, saying that as much as we have it on the outside, there's no way the beauty can be expressed if the inside is not balanced. So there is the need for the alignment from the inside to the outside. And when we're able to do that, we're able to carry ourselves with grace, ease, with kindness. So soft, what they're so soft. And I love your tone this night, Adela. So it's seductive. It's seductive.
Well, we're talking about women, aren't we? And we're talking about our power.
Right. Oh wow!
Oh,
Thank you so
hey.
much. I hope you all are enjoying and feeling it the way I am feeling it. And I want some feedback in the chat box. If you're following this conversation, we just don't want you to come. We don't want it to be a wasted time. We want you to enjoy it and feel it We want it to be a transformational session. We want it to be a healing session. We just don't want to sit and talk like people do, and they just go and you forget it there. We want this meeting to be one that will, after today, when you remember the conversation, you readjust and you tell yourself, I am unstoppable. You tell yourself, I am soft. I am specially made. I'm fearfully made. I was designed. I was not formed. I was designed. Right? And it's been an interesting one. Thank you, Adela. So I want us to go to the fundamental bias against women, the one that we cause by ourselves. And I want to say that, people say that women go through a lot, women go through this, women go through that. There's a lot around this. And this is the reason why some women are the way they are. This is the reason why some women are behaving. It's the reason why some women put up some attitude, character, because the other time you mentioned culture. And culture, religion has done a lot of damage. We have been taught a lot of errors. And this is why some of the things that's happening to us are happening to us. We live in a patriarchal system, family system, and these are Adela. I want to also say that some of them are self-imposed.
Yeah.
Right? Some of them are self-imposed. I can't achieve something because I can't do something because we are inflicting the pain and judgment on us. You have to tell us this. Okay. What do you think the women are supposed to accept and continue in this kind of belief, this kind of thing that is slander?
I like that question. Do you think we should accept? Okay, you first need to even know that you have a problem before you can say you want to change it. I think to a large extent with, the stories that we tell ourselves, it was deposited in us, right? From our family, our upbringing, nature and nurture, as they say, teachers, parents, elders, church, religious leaders. So for me, there's that. It's not going to go in one night. It's not even going to, probably may not even go in 1 year or even 2 years, depending on how quick or how fast your development is. So I'm not saying, it might not be an intentional self-infliction in terms of what is happening to us, because you can only change what you understand. If you don't understand it, you can't change it. And as they say, understanding is power. And applied knowledge is power as well. So in this situation, I mean, if I've been told from my parents that I amount to nothing. I remember a friend of mine who is late now, and she was, I'll say, beaten to death by her husband. And she had 3 children for him, and there were 2 boys and a girl. And he used to tell his daughter that she was going to end up a prostitute like her mother. And he never touched or played with her. He only played with the boys. I mean, it was so bad that the children didn't even go to school. He didn't trust his wife enough to take the children to school. So she used to homeschool them. She could not even come out of her gates. So his sister and his mother used to go to the market for them. She couldn't even go to the market. It was that bad. And then on top of it, he was violent. And then a friend of mine was able to get her out of the house. And then, of course, the family members came back in again and begged her, and she went home, and 2 weeks after, her ribs were broken and she died. And I remember my friend and I going to look for the man to say my friend wanted to adopt the baby child. Now imagine that child growing up, hearing her father say those kind of harsh words to her. How do you think she's going to turn out? So to then say, oh, it's self-inflicted, will be unfair. Even if, yes, can she know better and do better? Yes, she can. However, until she's exposed to knowing better, she's only going to be doing exactly what she knows, what has been told her and what they have told her she is. Now, the truth is, we all get to choose who we want to become at the end of the day. We can start with what our parents say, but at some point, you get to a point where you then say, no, this is not me. And that happened to me in my own early stages in marriage. And I thought to myself, no, I'm not, this is not going to happen to me anymore. This is not who I am. I believe that I can do more and be more. And so I then went out to look for help. I didn't wait for help to come and meet me, because nobody's going to come and rescue you. Even if, yes, they say in the movies, your knight in shining armor, I don't think that person exists. Then your knight in shining armor is yourself. You're the only one that can take your matter and your life in your hands and start to find solutions. You might make some mistakes and meet the wrong people, but hopefully also you meet the right people, because also I say to people that may God not allow you have bad friends when you're at your lowest, because anything will sound like the right thing at that time. So I'm saying all of this to answer what you're saying, to say, is it self-inflicted? Maybe not. Can we do better by knowing better? Definitely. And so if we use, now we're saying that we're looking at the healed woman. And this is the woman that has gone through a lot of on learning, relearning, and learning new things, because for you to become something, you're going to have to stop doing certain things. But the first thing is you need to know what you're going to become, right? And I've seen that a lot of us don't know. If I ask now, okay, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Some people will say, oh, I see myself, a wife, a mother, my children doing certain things. If I've done it 100 times, maybe only 10 people have come back to say with clear, specific terms, this is what I'm going to be doing. Because we were not taught to think that way. If you praise yourself, it's been called pride, right? But if you don't praise yourself, you can't praise other people. If you don't praise yourself, you can't feel worthy. If you don't praise yourself, if you're waiting for other people to praise you, then you're going to die gray, and maybe have blue hair in the process of waiting for other people to praise you. It's the same thing with creating. We haven't been taught that we're creators. Now, yes, maybe we go to church. Maybe some people listen to the word. I mean, I used to go to church. I used to listen to the word. I never thought of myself as a creator, because you are associating yourself with God. Who are you? To say you are on that same level. But the truth is that if your children that you birthed physically look like you, and they have traits like you because they came from you, then that then means that I have traits like my father because I came from him. And that father I'm talking about is God, which then means that if his predominant nature was to create, then my predominant nature is to create. But not create on the cuff, is by knowing exactly what I want. So if they say to me, Adiola, what do you want right now? I'll say clearly, I want to be XYZ by so time, with earning so amount of money. Clear, specific terms, because if you said to God, give me a job, and God said, what job? And you said any job, today you'll be a painter. Tomorrow you'll be a cleaner, because what you said was any job, and any job means nothing. It's like, what are you going to eat? Anything. What does that mean? But can you say, I want to eat plantain with egusi and small gari, and that immediately paints a picture in the person who is meant to be doing something for you. So if we only feel like, and that's why my bio is the way it is, right? If we only feel like we're meant to play certain roles, then we haven't come to, we're not existing yet. We're existing, we're not living, right? If we feel like we have to be a good mother to be a human being, or we have to be a good wife to be a useful person in society, then that's a problem for me at least. And that's why I say I'm air, and I'm unlimited. Just like my father, I'm not my body, I'm more than my body. I expand more than, I can expand wider and bigger than my body. My body is just my physical container, let me say, for my spirit. That spirit is unlimited, which then means that the things that I can sit down and think and the things I can sit down and create, it's free. So at what point do we sit down and then say, okay, this is who we want to be? Now, sometimes I meet with people who say they don't even know how to do that, and that's fine. However, are there people that I admire? So, for example, I admire my boss at the office and I admire her for the way she dresses, and I just love the way she dresses. I'll put it down and say, dress like so person. And then start to ask, okay, what is that package around, Because now I'm trying to recreate me, not who my father said I was, not who my mother said I was, not who my children say I am, and not even who my husband say I am. This is now who I say I am. And that then means that when I'm done creating me, I can reintroduce myself to me, then reintroduce myself to the world. And the truth is that we're the ones that can only, we only teach people how to treat us. So however we're treated is because we have taught them that it's okay to treat us that way. So like I was saying earlier on, the things that I feel like a whole woman should have, the first thing I mentioned was unity, right? The other thing is to tell the truth to yourself. I don't like this. As women also, we have been told that we need to be everything for everybody, but nothing for ourselves. There is no way you can function on earth if you're nothing for yourself, because an empty bottle can give nothing. It can give nothing. Like if I even do a practice with you and by the time I do it a couple of times, you say to me, I can't handle it anymore. I need to breathe out, because life is a balance. You take in breath, you give out breath. So you can't keep giving, then your bottle is empty. Of course you'll be resentful. Of course you will be burnt out. Of course you will not be able to even create at that point because you're empty. There's nothing to create from. So you first need to be for you. I used to crack this joke with my friends and say, okay, we women have been told that we need to do things for peace sake. My question is, whose peace? Whose peace? Is it your peace or is it my peace? But most times we do it for their peace. And then we leave there disgruntled, we leave there unsettled, we leave there frustrated, we feel unheard, unseen, unappreciated, devalued. I mean, all these different words, right? That's just mainly because we have given of ourselves without receiving. So when we need to start to tell ourselves that truth, I can't be everything to everyone. We need to start to ask for help. We need to start to ask for help. I can't do this by myself. Please, can you help me? And if you can't, can we hire somebody that can help me do certain things? Take the pressure off me. Or can my children do certain things as well? Or can I even just close my eye to the dirtiness and go to my room and go and sleep? The world is not going to end. Because I know that there's no medal for the strongest woman on earth. There's no medal. And it's not to say, oh, when you say, oh, you women are strong. Well, I mean, sometimes if they had a choice, they won't be. If they had a choice, they'll be soft. But they didn't have a choice. So they had to step up. They had to now take over because they didn't have a choice. But I mean, at the core of it, I feel like we want to be pampered. We want to be looked after. We want to feel that soft, sensitive side of us. But it's not going to happen because you haven't harnessed it. You haven't tapped into it. You have not grown it. That essence is not there, So it's on one hand, we may not know, but on the other hand, ignorance also is not an excuse because there's so much information out there. Not even today that there's social media. There's a lot of information out there. So ignorance is not an excuse anymore, and it can kill because the truth is what you don't know, you don't know. So I don't know if I've been able to answer that question in that essence to say we need to grow. I think we also need to have integrity to ourselves. So when I say I'm going to do something for me, I do it, because if I can do it for me, then I can do it for you. If I don't show up for me, I cannot show up for you. So that aspect of knowing you and then telling you that I commit to you to do. I don't know how many people here know of that mirror work, but some of the sentences are, what I forgive you for is, and then what I commit to you to do is. And if you make a commitment to yourself and you cannot keep it, then you cannot keep a commitment to me. because you can't even depend on you for you. So how can I depend on you? Another thing that I wrote down is that you do what works for you, not what works for other people. It's what works for you. How does this right now work for what I'm doing? Or how can I use this right now to achieve what I want to achieve? It's not what my children think. It's not, it's, I don't know, it may sound funny, but I don't believe that it's my responsibility to make anybody happy but myself. I think everybody's responsibility is to make themselves happy. Because if you depend on you and I depend on me, I think we'll be cool. But it's because I keep depending on you, you keep depending on me, I keep falling short of your expectations, then we have issues. But if I depend on me and I depend on my own joy, I depend on focusing on myself, I depend on focusing on myself enough to enjoy my own company, which then means that I know what I want. And the truth, if I can't get it from you, maybe there's someone else I can get it from. Maybe I need to create a village around me. So Ebon likes to talk. I like talking. I connect with Ebon. PF likes to gist. I like to gist. I connect with PF. It doesn't have to come from the person you say is your spouse. He doesn't have to be everything to you, because the truth is he can't even be everything to himself. So how can he then give you what he doesn't have? So I mean, and then I also wrote down self-regulates. So you keep regulating your behavior. You can't just say, that's who I am. Take me like that. This is how I've been since. My question is it serving you? If it's not, dump it and change yourself. Work on you, because you cannot take what you are doing to other people. So why should other people take it? So you keep evolving, like I said, and it's a daily thing. It's a waking up every morning and saying, today, I'm going to be the best version of myself. And I'm going to my intention, which I do every morning. I set out my intentions for the day. Today, my intention is to have so much fun. Today, my intention is to play. Today, my intention is to love. Today, my intention is to receive plenty money. Today, my intention is to give and receive love. It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. And the more you do it, the better you become at it. Maybe I can share one more thing that I wrote down. Practices stewardship, not ownership. So how can I also serve other people? If I want something, can I give it first? Or do I think that people owe me? Oh, because I'm a woman now, you owe me. But am I able to give out the things that I'm asking for? So if I'm looking for friendship, can I first be Ebon's friend or Tolani's friend? And then maybe Tolani will be my friend back in return. Or maybe someone else will then be my friend because I have given and so I'm receiving. Let me stop at that for now.
Wow. Wow. That is so instructive, Adela. Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, let me say thank you for correcting that notion, that notion of saying that self-imposed, because you're taking me back now to understand that her upbringing might be the cause of it. Our environment might be the cause of it. The experiences of life that she's had might be the cause for this, and that is why she's doing what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And I also like that part where you say that in all that, nobody can rescue you. So there's still the responsibility coming back to you. So it is not your fault, whatever it is that is happening to you, but it is your responsibility not to remain there. It is your responsibility to look for you. It is your responsibility to say, who am I? Mm. You also mentioned the fact that our potentials are limitless, especially because we understand the fact that we are made in God's image after his likeness, his attitude, his character, and everything is in us. And so our potentials are limitless. We need to go inward to find you. You need to go inward. Every woman here, go inward to look for you. If you need to shut down everything happening around you to look for you, it is very important. Adela also mentioned that understanding is power.
Yes.
The good book said, my people perish. God's people perish for lack of knowledge. And this is why we're doing this. This information is coming to you. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe you are here on this call as a woman listening to this because you need to hear this. You can't be sure of what will happen to you tomorrow. Maybe there are some decisions you need to make. Maybe there are some changes you need to make. I wrote a post on the 8th of March saying that my mother failed me, my grandmother failed me, but I'm not ready to fail my own daughter and the generation after.
Mhm.
And this is why we are here. This is why
Yes.
we're saying you should search, know what you want for yourself. You can't give what you don't want. If you keep saying that you are the superwoman in the house, you want to be this, you want to be the mother, you want to be the wife, and you are not doing all those things to yourself, then I wonder, Adela just said it, that wonder what you're doing. Are you acting? Because if you keep acting, you will be overwhelmed and you will bust.
Mm.
So you need to
Remove your superwoman's cape. It's okay.
remove your super and be you. Be you. You know, Adela, today at the office, I was telling my colleagues at the office that, see, the way I'm feeling today is I just want to be pampered. I'm tired of being a superwoman. I have been strong enough. I'm tired of being strong. I
Mm.
want to be pampered, you know. We
Your
need
tired
to
is
get to that.
tired.
My tired is tired, you know. We need to get to that point where you take care of yourself. And that is the softness that the female gender carries. That softness is healing. That softness is therapeutic, even to the other person.
Mhm.
So if you can attain that stage, the way you talk alone is healing. And the other person you're relating with will not need to shout. There won't be the need for screaming and yelling in the house.
Mm.
Thank you so much, Adiola. I love what you've talked about. So I want you to take us. Sorry, before I take the next question, I want to say that if you have any question for Adiola, please drop in the chat box so that she can respond to it. Please drop your question. Please feel free. This is Girls and Gals. I hope you know this is Girls and Gals, and let's enjoy it. You don't need to be in a hurry. Everybody will be fine. Just take care of yourself. Listen and get this knowledge and be ready to apply it. So Adela, now we are here.
Mm.
Do you want to share your routine, your daily routine with us, so that we can learn from it? And what are the things you think we should do? You have said a lot of things. You said we should teach people how to treat us.
Mhm.
You said we can't give what we don't have. We should self-regulate. How do we go about all this? Because you already said it. If we are brought up in one class environment, it's so difficult. After this, we're going to, of course, call to say that if you need help, you can reach out to myself or Adiola. But before then, Adiola, how do you want to? Your sisters are here. Your sisters from another mother, we are here.
I
We want to
know,
hear
I
from
know.
you.
I think first of all, the thing we should just do is stop. Just stop. Because we've been told that movement is progress. Movement is not progress. More happens in stillness than in movement. Because I asked this question, if you're in the marketplace and I'm calling your name, can you hear me? You can't. But if you're in your bedroom by yourself, sitting down, and I call your name, you can hear me, because at that point you're quiet. I remember one time when I decided not to. I decided to just focus on myself, and I said to myself I wasn't going to work or anything for a period. I just wanted to grow myself, and my husband, will look at me and say, this thing that you're not working. So one day I said, okay, you know what? Let's have this conversation. What are your fears? So the first thing he said was, I don't want a woman who is idle. I said, very valid point. my question is, am I idle? And he said, no. I said, okay. I said, second fear. He said, I don't want a situation whereby when or if I need support, especially financially, you're not going to be able to do it. I said, very valid point as well. However, is there any time you have needed my support financially that I haven't come through for you? And he said, no. I said, so really, what is your fear? And it's just that movement. You're not leaving the house every day. You're not getting up. You're not hustling, because he's been taught that you need to work very hard to make money. So when I come and say, oh, something just happened to me today, and if it seems like it fell on my lap, he's wondering to himself, what's going on here? I have to struggle to work so hard. And then this one, whether maybe he even thinks that there's something wrong with me. This one goes out and comes back, and things just happen naturally for her. And I said to him, it's because I understand what it means to connect. I understand what it means to create. I understand what it means to have faith, because we think we know what faith is, but we don't. Because if we knew what faith was, we will not be complaining. All we'll just do is sit down and create, and then start to act as though that what we have put out there is what is happening. That's what faith is. So you ask, you know you have received it, then you start to act as though you have received it, even without actually seeing the physical evidence of it. That's what faith is. So do we believe, first of all, that, we are who God says we are? Do we believe that? And so for me, that's what I had to do. I had to just stop and then say to myself, okay, now that I'm here, what do I then want for me, Adeola? Not what my mother wants, not what my husband wants, not what society wants, not what my children want, not what my religion or church or whatever wants. Because even with God, I say that God's name is I am that I am. I become Jehovah. I become what I need to become for you. So Ebon, the truth is that God may be something entirely different to me than he is to you. I can't then say that the God that is my own God must be your God. No. So that then means that whoever they have told me God is, I may not really even know him. And I'll ask a simple question. Can you explain the color red to me, Ebu? Can you explain the color red to a blind person? Can you?
Red. So a blind person.
Yes, explain
so
that
the
color.
only explanation I can give is like blood, but the blind person, I've not seen a blood before.
There you go. Because that's the created. So how do you then explain the creator in totality? So he'll be different things to us. So I just wanted to know God for me. I wanted to spend that time just understanding my essence as a woman and my purpose on earth. And when I connected with the fact that God's purpose is people, that then means that my purpose is people, then at least that was number one answer there. And so many other things started to happen. So many other things. I studied Genesis 1 for 1 whole year. And I recreated Genesis 1 with my name in it. And Adeola said, on the first day, and Adeola said on the second day, and then on the 6th day, Adeola rested. Now, when you get into that creator mode, I promise you, and you can hear it from the way I'm talking, right? I have so much congruence within me that nothing can change it. Do I get upset? Of course I do. But in no time, I know how to immediately go back to my place of peace, regardless of who it is. Because I've worked on myself so much that even my thoughts, I can control my thoughts. You can't control the thoughts that come, but you can control how you think them. So I did a mental diet. I started to write down the thoughts that came into my mind, and I started to question those thoughts. Why do I think this way? Oh, okay. It's because somebody did this to me. And most times we're living in our past. That's what regret is. oh, I could have, I should have. And it's not only bad things that hold us down, even good things hold us down. So if if both of us went out for dinner and we had such a great time, and then we go out for dinner another time, and I come back and say, today wasn't that much fun. Why? It's because I'm comparing it to the last time that we had great fun. So it's not just bad things that hold you down, even good things, good memories, because it hinders you from enjoying your now. And then half of the other time, we're thinking about the future that hasn't happened. And then we're living in another set of fear. Oh, what if I do this? Then the back one, remember how this person, which is how our brain, I mean, that's the function of your brain, right? To keep you away from pain and take you to pleasure. But you're the one that will retrain your brain and tell your brain, I got you, boo. Let me drive this car right now. I got you. I know you're there for me, but I'm going to push you to the side and allow me drive. Now this is the older version of me. That young person is there. I know you're there. I hear you. I know you're there for me. However, we're not staying this way. We're moving. So it's those things. What do we think about? What do we spend our time thinking? Even with our children, hey, don't jump. If you jump, you will fall down and break your leg. Have you jumped? No. Did you break your leg? No. So what disempowering stories are we telling ourselves? So we're afraid for a future that has not come. We're behaving in our story. We're like wakapas. We've created a story, but in our story, we are the wakapas in our story that we have created, not the superstar. And you are the director, you are the king, you are the producer. You will sit down and watch the film by yourself and cry by yourself for yourself. So we really need to stop. Just start from there. Let's stop. What are the things that make me happy? The truth is sometimes you need to pretend that you're excited because your brain doesn't know the difference. I spoke to somebody last week. I said, just first of all, play music that puts you in the mood. Start to dance. Change your body posture. Change your energy. And you'll find that once you change your energy, the things change, because you can't be like this and say, how are you? And you say, I'm excited. It's impossible. But when you put your head up, I'm excited, with a smile, immediately your dynamism changes. And your brain doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference. And that's why they say in imagination, what happens there is you taste it, you feel it, you touch it, you can smell it. And then it has no choice but to come to pass because you're putting all your senses there. And the other thing is imagination is free. I can imagine whatever I choose I want to imagine. I can have a fight with my husband now and pick up my phone and I cut the phone and I say immediately, our conversations are seamless. We have the most phenomenal relationship ever. In fact, our love is legendary. But we just fought. But I don't care. That's what's happening. But what do I then want? Rather than focusing on what I do not want. And most of us always focus on what we don't want. What do you want in a man? I don't want a man that cheats. I didn't ask you what you didn't want. I said, what do you want? But because we don't know what we want, we focus on what we don't want. And what we don't want comes. So if you hear people say, I never want to be like my mother, they end up like their mother or their father, because that's the only energy they're putting out there. However, can you then clearly state who you want to be and then work towards becoming that? Ebu, there was a day I sat down and I wrote my legacy. And writing my legacy, I wrote it from a point where when I'm dead and I'm in the grave, so I'm at my funeral, and 4 people are going to speak about me: my husband, my stepkids, my biological children, and a colleague, and maybe somebody in my environment, maybe a neighbor. What would I want them to say about me on that day? And I wrote it all down. I wrote it on maybe like 3 or 4 pages. What that tells me then is what I then need to now start to work on to make sure that they say those things about me when I'm gone. So I have my life cut out for me already. You know, I'm not my child's, I'm not the owner of my child. She came through me. I'm not the owner of my stepchildren. They came through their mother and through their father. They don't owe me anything. I'm not, and I'm also not in the, okay, so let me put it this way as well. Even with our spouses, because I'm sure a lot of us here are either married or about to be or are interested in a relationship. Your husband or your spouse's joy is not your responsibility, and vice versa. It's not even your job to make them come out of the dark place that they're in. Because what happens if you're in the dark and I leave my light and I come into your darkness? What happens? Both of us are back into the darkness. Who then liberates us? Who brings who out? But if I stay in my light and I reach out to you in my light and I say, do you want me to pull you out into my light? And you say you are fine. And I ask a couple of times and you insist you're fine. That's it. I'm not going to leave my light to meet you in your darkness. But we do that a lot because we think, oh, I'm meant to make her happy, or I'm meant to make him happy. Even with our children, my children, it's my responsibility to, no, it's not. Your children will come into this world, have a life of their own, and chart a course for themselves. My role is to be different things for them as they grow up. Maybe when they're older, my role is to be a fan or be their best friend. At some point, my role is to be a scout. At some point, so we have different roles at different times. But do you allow your children a life of their own without fear that, oh, if I allow them to do this, they will become useless in the future? You don't know. That's not up to you. That's not up to you. That's up to them and up to the God that they serve, if they believe in a God. So we just need to stop taking up, adding all this pressure that the truth nobody actually asked us for, we put upon ourselves. So if there's anything that's self-inflicted, this is one of it. However, we have been taught that that's what we're meant to do. It is not. It's not your responsibility to be everything for everybody but yourself. It is not. Your responsibility is to make sure that you're happy. Your responsibility is to make sure that there's alignment within yourself. Your responsibility is to make sure that you're enjoying your life, hanging out with the people that you want to hang out with, choosing the right people around you, because of course you also have to be careful about who you spend time with. If you're hanging out with negative people who keep complaining about the world and the people, then, what kind of life are you going to be living? I only want to spend time with people who are looking forward and onward only, and iron is meant to sharpen iron. So if you need support, reach out to me and speak the truth. Don't color code it, feeling, oh, my shame is better. I would rather cover shame than get healing. Because we have been taught, don't air your dirty linen in public. If I kept quiet, I won't be here today speaking with anybody. It was because I shouted out to say, I need help. I need help. And that's why we're here as sisters, to help one another. So in a place where you're weak, call on me, I'll make you strong. But sometimes also we benefit from places where we're suffering. There's a benefit there. And so that benefit is what keeps us in that place. Sometimes our essence also is in our children and our husband. And so when you take them away, we're nothing. We need to work on that. You need to build yourself up as a woman. What are the things that make you happy? What are the new skills? This year I decided, this first quarter of the year, I was going to learn how to swim. I hadn't learned how to swim before. I said this year, my first quarter, I gave myself different things. Now I can swim because I said I was going to do it. Regardless of what was going, nothing was going to stop me. Not even my children was going to stop me because they've got their lives to live and I've got my life to live. Sometimes you need to get out for air. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Go away, spend 1 or 2 days. Nothing will happen to the children. They'll be fine. Because God forbid, if you're not there, they will still live and they'll be fine. That was the day I got freedom, when I stopped saying to myself, oh, no, they will be, in fact, my children should be worried about me, because they don't know if I'm okay. I had a friend some weeks ago, months ago. I said to them, "Oh, my children are somewhere," and they said, "Eh, and you are somewhere else." I said, "Yes." He said, "You're not worried." I said, "Worried." I said, "Let me tell you what my children are enjoying. They have grandmother. They have 5 nannies amongst them. They have auntie. They have me and by myself. If my children should be worried about me, it's not me that should be worried about them. They are perfectly okay. Nothing is doing them. If I don't see them for another 1 week, nothing will do them, nothing will do me. They should be worried about me. It should be the other way around because they don't know whether their mother is eating. But I know guaranteed that they're eating because their grandmother will make sure that they're eating." But it wasn't always like this. So let me not also sound like, oh, I'm a superhero and I didn't come from somewhere. I also came from a lot of limiting beliefs. I also came from a damaged place. I also came from a place where I felt like I needed to be a savior to everybody because I got my essence from saving people. And I thought it was a good thing. I didn't know that it was from a needy place. And that's another thing with us as well. We think we're meant to save people because we're meant to know. Sometimes it's actually from a needy place and from a place where there's a void. And we think doing all those things will fill that void when the truth is it can't.
You've said a lot, Adela. You've said a lot, and I want to really appreciate you. I celebrate your growth. I celebrate your transformation. Thank you so much. I hear you saying that movement is not progress, and so we should just stop. We should stop the noise.
Just stop.
Stop the activity. Stop the hustling. Movement is not progress. You're just in autopilot. You're not even in tune with your reality. Just stop. Try to connect. You are a creator. Try to create. Sit down and understand what faith is and bring it to reality in your life. Powerful one, Adela. Thank you. Thank you so much. And
let me share something I did this year. At the beginning of this year, I decided that I wanted to create a story for myself, a book, and I called it Adela's Extraordinary Life. And so I broke it into like 13 different aspects of my life, and I ended it with quality of life. And by the time I was done, and so in each sector, I had my why, I had my strategy, I had my purpose, I had my vision. By the time I was done with this book, I'd written almost 300 pages of me. So you can imagine how I felt just writing about me. I put quotes, I put pictures of my family, I talked about love, and I was able to sit down with my husband to say, I need you to partner with me on this aspect. When he saw the hardcover file, he was like, you wrote all of this? I said, yeah. I said, but some of these things don't concern you. They're my personal things. And the truth is, with or without you, I'm going to go ahead and achieve these things. However, there are certain things that I need your support in, and I need your agreement on. And so, for example, love, our love, this is the vision that I see. Do you see a different vision? Let's add it to it. Or do you think that we can work towards this vision? Because I'm not asking him to do those things with me anymore, because I'm doing it for me. And when I was done, I was able to come out with a full book. And I was so proud of myself. And when I sit down and I think about it, I'm grinning from ear to ear. Not only did I do that, my vision in all the aspects, I recorded it on my phone and I listened to it every morning. It's about 34 minutes of just my vision. I laid some nice background music on it and I listened to it every morning unfailing. You were asking me for my routine. Every morning, my first few hours in the morning, I spend it with only me. I don't look at my emails. I don't check my text messages. I don't care what's happening in the world. I spend that first 2.5 hours with me. Now, I know that some people may not have the kind of support that I have, and they have younger children and all of that, but maybe you need to wake up a bit earlier, maybe 30 minutes earlier, maybe 45 minutes earlier, and get centered. Because if you're okay, you can then face the world okay. You're not reading I don't watch the news. I don't care. My colleagues in the office, I always ask them, so what's happening? And I'm sure in their mind, they're wondering, is this girl okay? You're working in television. I don't care what's happening in the world, because I've not seen anybody that has watched the news that has come back excited saying, yes, I feel a burst of life in me. It's always one complaint or the other. And I'm not a complainer. I'm a creator. So I don't watch the news. So I spend that morning, I do my exercise, I do Qigong, I release energy into my body, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes more. I do meditating. I write love letters to God every morning, dear Father. Some people may journal. I write all the things I'm grateful for. I do visualization. I created something on my phone that I listen to with me thanking God for the things that have not happened yet, but as though they have happened. And I created a story around it. I gave people names. I created characters in that story. And I'm the powerful one in it. And then during the day as well, I meditate during the day. There are certain times I'll just tell my people, give me 20 minutes, and I log out. I am constantly learning. There's certain things I don't watch, blood, anything, even love movies that have fooled us and taught us what romance is meant to be. And then because it's not that, then now we are not in love or people don't love us. I don't watch those things. I watch simple, straight, sweet to the point story that edifies people, or at least edifies me. Right, that's what I watch now. I don't watch anything. And then at night, I meditate as well. And if something didn't go right in my day, I recreate it. I change it to exactly what I wanted it to be like. And then I sleep with the wish fulfilled. And people who are Neville Goddard's people here will understand what I mean. I recreate my story, because the way you sleep is the way you wake up. So I always want to wake up in peace. So I sleep in peace. And that's not death, but yes, if you get what I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to keep doing it, because your mind learns by repetition only. You can't do it today and stop today. You must keep at it. I'm also a rapid transformational therapist. So I do a lot of hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And with it, we create a powerful transformation audio that you have to listen to for 21 days and go to sleep with it, because your mind only learns by repetition. So it's not a one-day thing, it's an everyday showing up thing, every day.
It's not a one-off thing, it's an everyday showing up, a consistency. We need to be consistent in whatever we have decided to start doing. You need to create your world. That's what Della mentioned, says you are a creator. Create your world. What do you want? List it out. What do you want? List them out.
And from a place of surplus. It's not just listing out, because a lot of times we write things with limitation in our mind.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine that you know, and also because we think everything we're looking for is only on earth, but there's a bigger universe than earth, right? And God is not creating anything else. He has created everything.
You really don't want to go there.
He has created everything, right? So it must be from, like, you have a genie by your side saying, your wish is my command. That's where you create from a place of everything, not some things. Everything is available to you. And that's one of the things I wrote down, saying there is no lack. There is no lack. So you think from a place of surplus. Sometimes I say, I've told people before, write down how much you want to earn, double it. Then they double it. I say, double it again. Double it again. Then you see them, because are you, it's like, how?
Are you for real?
Are you for real? Anything is possible. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. I really don't want to, we have spent like 1.5 hours so far. So there's a question, I think there are two questions. The first one you touched, and that is how do we harness our essence and come to the place of unity with ourselves? I think you've mentioned that. I don't know, just want to say something about that. You mentioned a lot about that, if you connect, if you create, self-regulate,
Be
ownership.
honest.
You
Be
can't give
honest with
what you don't
yourself.
have. Be honest with yourself.
Yes.
Be honest.
Nurture
Be true.
yourself.
Nurture yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself.
Don't compete.
What are the
Create.
beliefs? Yeah, don't compete.
Create. Don't
Yeah.
complain. Create.
What are the beliefs you're running your life with? What are the beliefs you're running your life with? You know, there's this belief that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I don't believe there's
I
light at the
know
end of the
what
tunnel.
what will happen during the tunnel. So you wait to the
Because
end.
you are so the good book say you are light. And because you are even in the image of God, you're light. So in the tunnel, your light is still on, just that the tunnel wants to dim it, but you will not allow the tunnel to dim your light. Still try to shine your light. And when we say tunnel here, we mean situations that are not palatable, circumstances. Don't give in. Don't give in. Keep shining your light. Keep showing up. Don't wait till the end of the tunnel. What if the tunnel take your lifetime? You understand? So there's a lot to learn as women. And I need us to be, so with all this that Diola is saying, there's a need for intentionality. Intentionality. We need to be intentional in everything we do. Without that, you will not be able to achieve all that you want to achieve. There are times that you'll be tired and you don't want to do it. It's okay to be tired.
Absolutely.
But right there, like Kadiola said, the brain does not even understand when you're lying, or you tell yourself, see, yes, you're tired, but this is you. You are powerful. You're strong. Affirmation is a very powerful one. Adela talked about meditation, affirmation, journaling, gratitude. These are powerful things. These are powerful things you need to bring into your daily life. And if you can do that, I'm sure your life will not remain the same. Adela, please, I want you to drop your handle, the social media handle, so that people can reach out to you, your email address. And if you need support of any kind, you can also reach out to us. The phone number that sends the messages to you, or the email that sends, you can send a reply to the email address info@familycenter.org.ng. Send messages to us. We are here. We want to help our sisters. We don't want to end up like our parents, right? We keep saying it, but we need to take action. It's not about saying it alone. So there's another question here. Somebody said, what about a man who has lifted you when you are at your lowest, but now you have to lift him, but it still feels good?
You know, you can't
have
help
to leave
somebody
him.
who doesn't want your help. One day I have a friend who her husband had a stroke, and she wanted to be everything for him, and she was complaining to me that she wants to do this, he refuses her. And I said to her, I said, he might actually think he wants help, but he doesn't want it from you. So what do you then do in that case? What you do is, as long as you don't feel like if you don't help him, he cannot receive help. Because what's the intention at the bottom of it? The intention is that he gets help. Does it need to come from you? Is the question. No, it doesn't. And if you've asked and he refuses, then you would have done your bit. Nobody can hold you responsible for not having done your bit. But to then say that I'm going to impose and force myself on you, and he doesn't want it, you're going to get a lot of resentment, and you're going to be hitting a roadblock. I remember when I decided we needed to see a therapist, and I said to my husband, we need to see a therapist. He said there's nothing wrong with him. He's not seeing anybody. And I told him, I said, that's fine. I know there's something wrong with me. I'm going to go and seek help, and I'm out. And I went. Now, thankfully for me, most of the things that I've done, I've not needed financial support from him, because he might have stopped me from doing some of the things. So that's why I say, thankfully, I've been able to co-create with God to make sure that all the things that I've wanted to do, and all my dreams, I've had the funding for it. And regardless of how much it is, I've had the funding for it. And God has been very good to me in that space. However, I can't force you. And I do with my husband. Are you okay, babe? Yes. No, and I can see that he's in a mood. Are you okay? And he says, yes. Are you sure? He says yes. That's okay. You know what? You know that I'm here for you if you need me. And I leave. I don't even stay in the space, because then you'll be forced to keep asking, or you will then, the mood might then affect your mood. I don't stay to allow that mood affect my mood. I leave and I go and get happy and go and get busy and go in my space. And sometimes you need to I have to remind myself that I have a family, because I'm so comfortable in my space and in my skin that really 4 hours I can be by myself, just praising, dancing, singing, everything. And I don't need him for that. So if you offer and they say no, then leave it alone. Because also I've realized that men may not, if they don't tell you something, they don't think that you have the solution for them. That's why they don't tell you. Not because they don't want to, but they don't believe that you have the solution for it. So it works the other way around as well. If you offer, you see he's in a bad mood and he says, no, I don't need your help. Tell him, babe, I'm here for you always. And I will always be here for you. Just know that if you need me, I'm here. And give him a big hug, give him a warm peck on his forehead and walk away and leave it alone. If he decides to come to you, and then what I do is then say a word of prayer and say, God, I know that he needs support. He's your child just like I am. Send him help. Send him somebody that he will listen to. Send him somebody that can help him. It doesn't have to be me.
Oh,
I am not his savior.
awesome. Thank you so much, Adela.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been a beautiful journey with you this evening. And that question you just answered still boils down back to the fact that we don't need to put so much pressure on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be the superwoman. We just solve that problem. That's it. So anytime if you think you need help, I'll be here waiting for you.
Yeah,
Don't
always.
You might even be surprised that you don't even have the answer. You just break down when he tells you that. So why not wait? Let God just sort things fall in line.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Women, we need to embrace our essence. We need to embrace who we are. We need to get to that state of kindness, peace, and grace. And then and only then are we able to give back to the other person or to the people around us.
Mm.
Then and only then are we able to live a peaceful life of 60 looking 30. Yeah. Life of 60 looking 30, because you will look
Baby
so
girl
beautiful.
for life, my sister.
Yeah.
Baby girl for
Baby
life.
girl for
Have
life.
you seen my boys follow me haircuts?
Right.
Can you see my
right.
buffer? Baby girl for life, my sister. Nobody,
I
neither child nor husband can turn me to anything else. I will be soft forever.
Yes. And that serenity, you see, will affect everybody around you. It's just like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the energy you're exhibiting, and everybody around you will enjoy it.
Yes.
And they will also enjoy the calmness and the peace. Ladies, there's a limit to what you can do.
Yeah.
Just find yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Enjoy yourself. And life will fall in pleasant places for you. I don't know how many Christians we have here. The Bible will say, seek first the kingdom of God. Seek first the kingdom inside you. Because if the kingdom inside you is at peace, you're able to give it. That is all you express.
Going back to thoughts. Going back to thoughts, though, that peace comes from the thoughts that you think.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything starts with a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Bible says, think on these things, whatsoever things are what? Just, pure, of truth. Exactly. It knows why it said that. It didn't say you should think about your pain or your woes or your husband or this person. No, it says whatsoever things are of good report, So I just wanted to throw that in quickly to say it starts with the thoughts that you think. When somebody does something to you, what do you think about it? Are you quick to label the person? Or do you sit down and think, could something have gone wrong? Do you chastise or castigate or insult, or even when you make mistakes, what do you say to yourself? Do you say, oh, stupid me? Oh, I'm just so stupid, I'm just so daft, or denimisha? All those words play something. And at the end of the day, it's those harsh, critical words that we speak to ourselves that cause all the anxiety and fear and the pain and the depression. So caution your thoughts, guys, please. That's where the life starts. As a man thinketh, the Bible says, so is he. So your results are your thoughts. If you don't like your results, change your thoughts.
If you don't like the results, change your thoughts. So where are you? What are your outcome like? You like it? Think about it and take time to think about everything. You like the nation where you're coming from, that's your family. You want to end up like that, or you want to create a new world for yourself? It's all in your hands, Adela. I just told us all that. It's all, no one can help you. Nobody can help you. Please feel free to reach out to us. My mobile number is always in the mail that we send. So feel free. Adela has also dropped a social media handle and where you can reach her. Info at Family Center. Thank you so much, Adela. So please show some love. If you really enjoy this outing, show some love. Show some love to Adela. I'm so excited. I'm glad we did not postpone this. I'm glad we did not stop. Even if it is one person, I was determined that we're going to do this, and we do it bit by bit. Yeah, I love you already. Bookie said she loves you already.
Thank you.
So many light bulb moments. Praise. Yeah. Esther said we love you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the session, Adiola. Thank you. So much love. Yeah, show her love. Drop the love.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adiola. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your calmness. And thank you for not being selfish with it. Thank you for showing it. Thank you for expressing it. And thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for letting us know that if you can do it, then we can too. Yeah.
Everybody.
You can do it. We can. So yes, let's just do it. Let's do it. So what promises are you making to yourself this night? I want you to drop it just like you're saying. Thank you to Adiola. What promises are you making to yourself this
what I commit to myself to do.
What are you committing yourself? Yes, I commit. What are you committing to yourself? I want to see it in the chat box. What commitment are you making? I am committing to pay more attention to myself. I started doing that. And I am committed. Yeah, that's why that song has been on my playlist. I'm unstoppable. Committing to show love to myself and express my femininity more. Yeah, I carry myself. Yeah, with a softness. I commit to speak. Okay, I want to read that. I am committing to speaking out more and sharing. Share your story to the world. Yes, you are a savior. Yes, you're a savior, and we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's been 1 hour 45 minutes. Just like, when did we start? Yeah, Tolagwe said she's committed. She's also committing to speak out more.
Yes, asking for help.
Asking, please do. Yes. We are here to help you.
Yes,
please shine your light. A city set upon the hill that cannot be hidden. Shine it. Yes, shine it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Tolani,
committing to loving myself.
I'm hugging you from here.
Yeah. Same here. Hugging you. Please feel free to reach out. Please, praise. Feel free to reach out, and we are here to help you. We are here to support you. You need accountability partner for the new routine you want to put out. Feel free to let us know.
Yeah.
Yes. Glory said, committing to questioning my thought and becoming a creator I was born to be.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Serious. People are written. Stop that nonsense.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Sleeping in peace. Fantastic, my
God.
sister.
Beautiful.
And waking up, that's,
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
I love it. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Adiola, this has been a beautiful outing.
Yes, Esther. Yes.
For choosing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Please don't just say, do it, and have a glass of wine on me and send me the bill after.
Right.
Please. We can all even catch up. Let's do a hangout, Ebu. Let's do a physical hangout. Let's meet one another.
Who is in this?
Let's do it, guys. So please send a message to Ebu if you're interested. Let's all
Who wants to do this? And they're like, yes, I say that. Yes.
Let iron sharpen iron.
Ready. Yes. So I'm gonna send a mail out and physical hangout. Yes, Olori and Olubusola. Yes, Atalagbe. Oh wow, so many yeses. Yeah, I'm gonna send a message to you.
There you go.
I'm gonna send a message to you. Let's do this. I'm energized already.
Let's start hangouts.
Yes, let's do it. I'm so ready. I like how this is turning out.
Yeah, let's get a drink,
Yeah, let's do it.
My 6-year-old says to me, Mommy, let's have a spa date today, because I've opened her up to the life of enjoyment.
Right.
So let's enjoy. Let's have a drink, guys. Because I am because you are,
Yes, thank you, Adiola.
Thank you.
I am because you are. Thank you so much. With this, we come to the end of the International Women's Day 2022. But
see you next year.
See you next year. But before then, we're gonna have an hangout.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Oh, somebody is loving up on your voice.
Thank you.
Enjoy this one life, Jare.
Love you, my sister.
Thank you so much. Admin, please, can we have the Unstoppable song?
Yes, I'm unstoppable.
Please increase the audio. Let's hear it well this time.
I'm still in my office, so I'm gonna go home now.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Get my sunglasses on my